Men, what if the thing you've been trying to hide your entire life is actually the way the Father designed you to lead? Some men carry emotional armor, other men carry emotional awareness. And if you're a highly sensitive man, learning how to steward that gift can completely change how you see yourself. I know a guy who discovered that his sensitivity wasn't weakness. It was actually part of his calling. Stay with me. Welcome to another podcast episode of I Know a Guy. I'm your host, Steve Cummings, Chief Identity Catalyst at bringingkingdom.org, where we are helping men every day head to that promised land, which is discovering and living from our true identity as beloved sons every day. Now, the last time we talked about something that many men quietly wrestle with, and that is being a highly sensitive man. You see, about 20 to 30% of people across life process life much more deeply than others. They feel emotions strongly. They notice subtle changes in relationships. They are highly aware of other people's experiences. It is a superpower. My wife is one of those. My son is one of those. I don't get it, but wow, they've got antenna up. They can pick up on everything. But in a culture that prizes emotional toughness as the masculine man, I mean, think about it, all the beer commercials and aftershave commercials, that sensitivity can feel like a liability. But what if the Father designed it intentionally? Now, let's think about David again. David wasn't just a warrior. Remember, he was a poet, a musician, a worshiper, and shepherd of people's hearts. Read through the Psalms, and you see a man who is incredibly aware of his internal world: joy, fear, grief, hope, loneliness. He names them all. Psalm 42 says, "Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed with me?" David actually talks to his own soul. I've never done that. I don't know if you've done that. But that level of emotional awareness is rare. But men, it is also incredibly powerful. Highly sensitive men often have a natural ability to understand people deeply, to comfort others naturally, to discern emotional environments, and recognize hidden pain. Men, those are leadership gifts. But without boundaries, those gifts can become kind of like burdens. Highly sensitive men often absorb other people's emotions. They carry what other people feel. They overthink conversations and they replay situations over and over and over again. And eventually they become exhausted, which is why identity and boundaries matter so much. You see, Jesus was the most compassionate person who ever lived, but he also withdrew to quiet places to pray. He didn't carry every emotion around him forever. He regularly returned to the Father, what? To realign his heart. Highly sensitive men must learn the same rhythm. Empathy without boundaries, men, leads to burnout. But empathy with identity becomes influence, because the world desperately needs men who can see people, hear people, and understand people. Most men struggle to develop those skills. Highly sensitive men start with them naturally. Your wiring may not make you look like the stereotypical tough guy, but the kingdom of God doesn't need more emotionally numb men. It needs present men. The rest of us are working on this to get inside our inner man and express this and become aware. We need more aware men. We need more compassionate men, men who understand hearts. And when a highly sensitive man knows he is a beloved son of the Father, something powerful happens. He stops apologizing for how he's wired, and he starts stewarding it. He learns when to engage and when to step back, when to listen and when to speak, when to care deeply without carrying everything. And when that balance comes together, highly sensitive men often become some of the most trusted leaders in people's lives because they understand something all others miss: the heart. And if you're a man who has spent your entire life feeling like you don't quite fit the typical mold, maybe you're not broken. Maybe you're just wired differently, and maybe that wiring is exactly how God intends to use you. Hey, if you'd like to have any conversations about this, I am always here for you. You can text Hey Steve to 714-742-9625, and let's get the conversation rolling. Men, thanks for listening today. If you could rate, review, comment on this podcast, and share it with another man. You might be listening to this going, hey, that's not me, but I got a buddy who this would really lift him up and encourage him and make him feel like I am God's beloved son. Please share that with him. Men, I'll see you next time.